Okay, let me try and answer this question. What professional skills are expected from chartered accountants? Okay, here let me dwell upon it. We talk about the core technical skills which a chartered accountant should obviously have, which includes his skills of accounting and financial reporting, taxation, audit assurances, corporate and allied laws, management consulting, yeah, costing and budgeting, regulatory matters, and all those things. It's very important nowadays for the CA, practicing CA particularly, to have knowledge about the technologies and the digital skills. As you know, we are all moving rapidly into the AI front. A lot of upgradations has happened even in our traditional accounting and the audit tools. Even the compliances, the portals that we look at is all onto the completely into the digital platform. So it's very important to learn and have an independent understanding of the digital technology tools, and of course also to understand the threats also from the digital and protect against the risk that we talk about. Now coming back to the skills that is required, which is not sort of a professional skill, but a sort of an maybe like we call it as soft skills, but that becomes a primarily very important thing. We take an example of a communication skill. Now communication, whether it is communicating with the client, with the government departments, whether it's verbal communication, whether in terms of the litigation side, whether in terms of drafting communications, I think that's a very, very important skill which has to be holistic. Now somebody may be very good in drafting maybe written communication, but very or less effective in terms of their ability to communicate verbally. In many forums, verbal communication is required, particularly we look at litigation side, or even when we deal with the government departments. The documentation is definitely one of the important areas, but it's equally important that we actually able to summarize and be very, very relevant as to what we're trying to put into all those papers and communicate it properly. And for which, of course, you need to have also ability to lead as a leadership quality. Generally we see is that the person who has got a leadership quality takes people along with him, or trains them to make sure that they have got the required capacity to handle the additional work. And they work and they believe in sharing and caring, so that's very important that as a practicing CA should develop the leadership quality and thereby have a better team to take care. And there is absolutely no reason to emphasize the time management, which is very crucial, with so many deadlines around every periodical deadlines. At the same time, there is the very important thing is updation of knowledge. So there has to be a time slot designed for knowledge updations in their respective areas and also new areas. So time management is very important, and that's why we talk about attending the conferences and within the tight schedule, so that the time management skills are developed. We are able to balance with all these areas. And then goes, of course, as I told you, when we talk about time management, it's also the client's time management or time management with the clients. So that's where, once again, going back to the communication, if you have got a very, very clear communication parameter and you're able to communicate that to the client, so ultimately it's a win-win situation. The client is able to get the work done. There is a scope of work is very clear. Each of the stakeholders are able to understand their responsibility, and thereby that's good. For a professional person, networking is one of the very important things. Networking within the member fraternity is very important. Thereby you can actually learn new things. It is also important that we do networking and share the knowledge. Networking is mainly for sharing the knowledge or gaining the knowledge. I think that moves with the professionals in practice, is that we should always be available to share communication. And that's where we talk about today using the digital tools. Many times it may so happen that we are maybe using the digital platform, you are able to communicate. Thereby, instead of communicating to a couple of people, it reaches to a larger audience. So it's important that where we talk about all these set of skills, uh, and I think that's never, it's not like, complete. It has to be factored. And I think among all these things, if you're having a clear understanding and a time management, I think all these things are taken care of. We know that how much slot, what time has to be given to which type of working, what is to be considered, having we should have more time for the core areas, how the training has to be done. So virtually, I think understanding and time management and and everything, the routine work as well as new work, all these things can be factored. And that's it. I think with that, I can always say that learning is a continuous process. And I think I have answered the question. Thank you very much.